because that's how it works.
This is a major difference really between the way that orthodox medicine sees illness and how complementary therapies see, or alternative therapies see illness. Because orthodox medicine really doesn't pay any attention to underlying stress at all. It really, I mean, they sometimes acknowledge stress as being an important factor, but actually when it comes to the work they do to relieve something, they're wholly focusing on the symptoms and the immediate causes of those symptoms. They're not worried about the fact that you had a car crash and 3 of your closest friends died 3 months ago. That's not relevant to the fact that you're ill now. From a complementary point of view, those are heavy stress loads, and it's inevitably going to put strain on the system. All these categories are just the loads of stress, the bags of stress that you're carrying around all the time. The point from our point of view, our complementary point of view, is that we're not really interested in symptoms and what they're manifesting. I mean, it's awkward for them, the illness, but the illness is really just saying, I'm carrying too much stress and I can't manage this particular problem, so it's manifesting as an illness or a symptom. But that's not our main concern. Our main concern is to release appropriate levels of stress so that that body can then deal appropriately with what the conscious mind perceives as the illness, the disease, the problem.
I say the other important thing with this as well is it shows you that there are lots of different sorts of stresses. So if you have a therapy that just deals, for example, with emotional stress, you know, it's going to eat away at this to some extent. But you see, the trouble with that is it's 4th or 5th down in the pile. So in other words, it may actually not be appropriate, although the person may be aware of, you know, they got bullied as a child and it was really, really stressful for them. But it may not actually be the right thing to take away. And I think it's like Brian showed you with the Jenga example, is if someone goes in and says, all right, I can fix this, and just takes that away, is that sometimes the resulting crash creates actually more stress, but in a different sort of way. And so that's the nice thing about using something like priority, is what you'll find is that you'll nibble a little way at this, you'll nibble a bit at this, you'll nibble a bit at this, and you'll gradually make them all smaller. So it comes down in a balanced way. The amount of stress the body holds comes down in a balanced way that the actual physical body and mental and emotional bodies can actually hold without falling over.
See, it's really irrelevant what germs somebody breathes in and catches. The degree of wellness in that system is important, because if the wellness is sufficient to deal with that bunch of germs, then it's not going to get ill. But if it hasn't got enough energy, on all the energy is being focused on keeping the lids on other problems, then the disease is going to manifest. It's just like green fly in the garden. You know, if you've not got the right balance of things, you're going to get an infestation. That's all a disease is. And no matter what the disease is, whether it's a microorganism or an energetic thing.
What I like about this example, and also what I use with, is that if you use the example of hay fever and nutrition, so if you had a client A who had the nutrition block was very large, and they went to that nutritionist, it was removed, hay fever vanishes, nutrition is fantastic, it's great for hay fever, they tell all their friends, they go and see the nutritionist, but for those individuals the block is quite small, nothing seems to happen.
It's not going to be an issue.
Yeah. So, if you're in a situation where it worked for one person but not for another, and you're saying, well, why was that? Because we're all looking for that one magic therapy that fixes stuff.
Yeah.
But this model shows it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. You know, you're lucky if you happen to find a therapy and it's appropriate that creates a big chunk of what your issue is. But with most, the reality of it usually is very careful removal of little slices until you can get enough reserve that no matter what happens to you, you can still hold it. You don't actually sort of fall over.
And another also useful thing is to be aware that there are certain stresses that are like fault lines within your body. Like, for example, I've got hay fever, so that I know that if hay fever comes back, because it's mostly gone away, but if it comes back, that's a signal for me to know I need to de-stress.
Yeah.
So you start to learn where your stress fault lines are and monitor them and
'Cause
see them as only warning signs.
Yeah, because the body's got its favourite things that it puts near the surface. You know, hay fever, migraine. It's got its favourite little things. And sometimes if one goes away, you know, it's like the hay fever might go away and then all of a sudden there's little patches of psoriasis. You know? You know,
come out somehow.
yes, or suddenly you think, oh, I've got that now. But it's interesting, I don't have the head. You're thinking, and it's like, so the stuff that actually pokes up, it really depends on what's going on.
So like for like gynecological stuff with women, is that like is that your creative side underlying something?
It could be lots of it. It could be inherited, some inherited
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
You could have a lot of stuff to do with stress stuff. You could have nutritional stuff. You could have just energetic misalignments, and you know,
a
like
lot of stuff like that is just physical posture and bone, muscle
you know,
stuff.
and wearing seriously high heels when you're pregnant. I think somebody got a posh, posh the other day for wearing those high heels to the royal wedding at 7 months. You know, and
Was she pregnant?
yeah, she's
Did you
7
tell?
months.
Yeah, but she wasn't even smiling. You embrace it, don't you? You've got a baby. You want to be glowing up.
But all those people looking at you,
know.
But like Brian said, you need to know where your body's favourite little thingies are, because it'll throw those out, and quite often it'll move. I mean, it doesn't on the surface seem to be a relationship between hay fever, psoriasis, and various, but there is.
Yeah.
It's all basically all immune system, all sacral chakra stuff. It's all immune system stuff.
Or which chakra was that?
Sacral. Sorry, solar plexus. Beg your pardon.
Solar plexus.
It's all solar plexus. Yeah. Yeah. So skin stuff, immune system stuff, is all solar plexus. And most people that solar plexus is struggle.
Okay, thank you.